I'm trying to perfect it where everything that it's lacking on the mortgage, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be that true partner for realtors. If you don't respect your body and if you only work, because I used to work Monday through Sunday, 12, 14, 16 hours a day.
Welcome to Money Talks with QMortgage. I'm your host, Brian, and today we have someone very special joining us, our CEO and founder of QMortgage, Alexis Q. We're going to dive right in it, speak a little bit about mortgage and real estate. Thank you for joining me, Alexis. So, first question I got to ask you, man. What brought you into this field?
Yeah, man, started in like 2015, 2016. I just finished getting fired. Started working at a factory, a sheet metal shop. They had me sanding just sheet metal, bro. And just imagine, just sanding that all day. Like, it just got me thinking, like, this can't be me. I can't be doing this. You know, having that manager, having that boss, that really wired me to think about something else. And I have some background with my family in construction, and you know, everyone's dream is always to do flips and all that. So my idea was like, let me get into real estate so I can find the deals, and do construction, you know, and be able to flip houses. I thought I needed to get a real estate license to do flips. So that's what really kind of like, cause after that job, like I just quit, right? And I spoke to my wife, but the girlfriend at the time, I was like, what should I do? You know, I thought about, you know, selling cars and, you know, cause I like business talk and all that. And so that got me thinking to real estate, right? So one of my buddies, he kind of he was in real estate. He told me, you know, to get my license or whatnot. Once I got licensed, I was still with the same mentality of the flips.
Okay.
I talked to some guy, Angel Garcia. He was Park Regency. He has a team. I talked to him, and we sat down to see if I can join his team. And he mentioned to me, because I told him what I wanted to do, and then he mentioned about the sales of the potential of money. I didn't know at that time, because again, I was just trying to get a real estate license to do flips. He mentioned to me, I think it was like 100 or 150,000 at that time. You know, I thought it was a ton of money. And he's like, if you're making less than 100, 150K, whatever the amount was, in my team, less than that, you're not doing. I'm like, wait, you can make that much money. So that just kind of like started everything. Once I got hooked, became a realtor. It was tough for me to find a good lender. After that, became a real estate broker. And then became a realtor, got my endorsement to do mortgage because I couldn't find a good lender. So I had to find I just had to be able to service my clients. So I got my mortgage license, and then I got my brokerage license, and then it started with that. And then now I even started my construction company. I've been doing flips. So like I've done a lot, but what got me into now mortgage is just this year, because I have my construction company, my real estate brokerage, the mortgage brokers. I've been having a mortgage broker for a while. I just decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna lock in on mortgage and just really go all out on it. And that's kind of where we're at now. So it's just funny that what got me into real estate was just being so afraid to, you know, work for someone. And that's pretty much the story behind it.
Okay, good. I want to ask something that's specific to what you're doing in the mortgage industry. I know you said you wanted to lock in and do what you got to do. What are you doing different in the space that nobody else is doing?
Yeah, so like I said, I mean, a little bit of my background, right? I mentioned that I was a realtor, general contractor, broker. I got my real estate mortgage license because I couldn't find a good lender. Most realtors can vouch that it's so hard to find a true good lender. So right now, I was tired of doing a little bit of everything. You know, to be honest, you know, I had to in the morning think about building codes. You know, I had construction going on, flips, and then in the afternoon I had to service clients and guidelines. So I was a little tired of that. So it really got me like, you know what? I'm gonna focus on one and try my hardest and perfect it. And then with all the experience I have, I'm trying to perfect it where everything that it's lacking on the mortgage, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be that true partner for realtors. And at the end of the day, it's going to be good business for us. But I'm to a point where I'm not doing it for the money, for the status, the ego. I'm literally not just doing it because I'm genuinely curious of what I can do. And I've seen there's a market for this. There's a market for a QMortgage. There's a market for a true partner. And just kind of seeing all that, experienced all that and how frustrated it was, I'm trying to solve that, right? At the end of the day, failure rate of realtors is 90% plus, right? So there's a market for a true partner to fix that. And that's generally what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be a true partner and fix that solution, or that fix that problem. What lenders do, that lenders don't answer the calls, right? They don't have the programs, or they're just not a true partner to realtors or even the consumer, to be honest.
So you basically built a system on where people are going to need your services, correct?
They need, consumer needs us and realtors need it. Consumers need us because they need someone that actually cares about them and is willing to take the extra steps to get them into the best program, fix their credit if needed, just overall help them achieve the American dream. And the realtors need a partner like this, because at the end of the day, if we can be have solution and options, that's gonna help fix these realtors' problems, financial problems, XYZ. So we're really trying to just fix that.
And can you break down a little bit about what your company, literally the teams that you have inside QMortgage?
Yeah. So the way I'm doing it is, obviously I'm the broker owner, right? But I'm trying to be a true CEO, right? At a true business, the CEO is not gonna be doing the marketing or servicing the loan, So I got into I'm gonna start a true business, and that's how I can be a true value into the team. So the structure I have is, first, I have a team that's just dedicated for sales and marketing, right? You're one of them. You're a business development manager.
Correct.
So what in the mortgage field, the mortgage brokerage is, you have a LO that has to market themselves, sell, and as well service the loan. So that's one of the biggest problems, because I saw loan officers, it takes a type of avatar, a type of personality, right? And a lot of times they're behind the computers, right? They got to know numbers, guidelines. It takes that type of personality. Now, you also got to do sales. The regular LOs have to also do sales. And again, you yourself know that's a whole different person, right? There's someone it's someone that wants to talk to people and build businesses and network. That's two complete different beasts right there. And that's why I see that it's a problem. So what I did is, first, I'm gonna separate them, where someone like yourself that loves talking to people, networking, being out in the field, you're gonna do what you shine, right? So we have a department that's nothing but sales and networking, right? Where their job is just to market, right? Let everyone know who QMortgage is. So that's one department. And then you have what I call your back office, where it's the people that actually service the loans, right? We have a team of LOs, a team of processors, and an LOA. So two complete different beasts. Now, we all work together as a team, but everyone's gonna specialize on what they do. And that's working amazingly, because then it allows my LOs to perfect the programs, They don't have to worry about, I had to open house and I had to sell a network, and then, let me go back and work on this file. The communication is flawless this way, and it just, again, it works amazing for the team, because everything is dialed in, where we're able to give the best service to the consumer, to our partners, and the team also is allowed to just really be the best at what they do. So that's the big difference that I separate. And as well, also we have our media production team. We have our own full-time social media manager and our editor. So again, LOs, just think about that. Some LOs have to worry about selling, doing the consultation, servicing the loans, and even doing their own marketing, their own flyer. That's why sometimes you see some LOs on social media, because again, that's not what they specialize. So imagine we have our full-time social media manager that all he does is edit and have that vision. So those are the different departments that we have that is separate.
Now, I know you mentioned in the past, when you were a realtor yourself, nobody ever came to you with this idea. Nobody came and was like, hey, how's it going? I'm, so-and-so from mortgage. We have this and this and that.
Exactly. That's the thing. I've been in the business for about 10 years, right? I probably, maybe one person, I honestly don't remember, but no LO or mortgage broker reached out to me, hey, let's network, how can I be of service? So no, yeah, not only did no one reach out, like no one even reached out with this type of structure. And again, it comes down to the type of person. The LO doesn't have time to go out and network and reach out because they're too busy servicing the files or XYZ reason. So that exactly was when I sat down and I really saw the industry. It's lacking for that for a reason, right? It's just hard. It's just hard to be a business owner and run the marketing, run everything, right? Even as a LO, again, it all comes down to the personality and the avatar.
Now I'm gonna pivot a little bit and ask you kind of like a personal question. What was one of your darkest seasons and how did you push through it?
Oh, so this one's personal. The other one was a little personal too.
Yeah.
This is real personal. So I mean, to be honest, like I said, I started in the business 10 years ago. I had no one in the business, right? So everything that I've started, everything I have came from me just trial and error, learning and all that. And with that being said, it's 100% hasn't always been successful. And hasn't always been, victories. So I've had many downfalls on because again, I focus on different parts of the business. I wanted to be a realtor. Yeah, I pivoted, but maybe some of the reasons why you pivot is because something's not working out, right? So I say all that because all that put a toll on me, right? And that's where it's been one of the darkest things that even just recently, right? I got really sick from stress and anxiety. And I never struggled with that, right? I was perfectly fine, but I guess always, and any business owner, especially realtors, like, and now that I talk more about it, everyone struggles with it. But I got it really bad with the whole stress, anxiety, and all that because things haven't always been, like I said, good. There's been times where I couldn't close a deal, right? I'm commission based, and all that probably brought some of the stress, and I got really sick. 3 years ago or so, I got extremely sick, maybe 2-3 years ago, where I didn't think I was gonna make it, right? Where I couldn't even step outside. I couldn't even go out for a car ride. I couldn't go anywhere. Where I spent a good amount of money on different doctors because I was desperate, like what's going on? And everybody, all the doctors were like, it's your health, it's your stress, you can't work anymore. They even told me like, hey, you can't work. And I was like, how the hell am I not gonna work? I got, my wife, I got my kid. But believe it or not, like I wasn't able to work. And it wasn't even that I couldn't, it just I physically not that I didn't want to, I physically couldn't. I couldn't meet no one. I couldn't even step out of the house. I couldn't get on the car ride. So that was a very tough one. It was extremely hard. Obviously I had to take medication. I went all natural. So I had to go that route. Change my diet completely after probably 5-6 months. It got better. And I feel like that was one of the hardest things. And then it's funny because I got better. I started going a bit more aggressive on my construction company. Shit was really tough. And then I had like a mini episode again last year. So it's been tough, but now I'm grateful that I powered through, and I'm so excited for what we got going on. So that was the hardest thing that it's tough. And that's why everything I talk about now is like, it all has to come in balance, because you think you're a robot, you think, you're unstoppable until that shit happens, hits,
yeah.
So yeah, that was a tough one.
So some people don't realize that, running your own business, that's something that a lot of people wish for, right? Like, hey, I want to grow up, I want to run my own business, but it's not all sunshine and flowers,
No way.
I mean, to the people out there, I know, for example, my uncle, he goes through that, to this day, because he is a business owner and he's constantly having these episodes. I mean, to someone like that who's watching this episode, what kind of advice or what would you tell him? How did you overcome the situation?
I think it comes down to priority and balance, where that's where I would advise to anybody, even if you're just starting, if you feel perfectly fine, respect your health and have boundaries and have a balance. Even though you think that you're a monster, you're automatic. Hey, that's not going to happen. Respect your body, because we think that we're good when we feel good. But I promise you, as fucked up as it sounds, it's going to happen to everybody. If you don't respect your body, and if you only work, because I used to work Monday through Sunday, 12, 14, 16 hours a day, when you're so caught up in the business that you forget about to eat, you forget about going to exercise. So my advice is take this serious and start now with the balance. And it's like have healthy boundaries where it's like, hey, from this time to this time is work, but hey, I'm gonna go for my walk, or I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna eat healthy. That's the biggest thing, eat healthy, right? A lot of people are young and they just eat everything until it catches up, and it will catch up. It will catch up. So my biggest advice is respect your health and prioritize on it, and have your boundaries, and have those things that are gonna recharge you.
I know you mentioned you spent, I mean, a good amount of money on your doctor. What kind of doctor is it? Can we go into a little bit about what they specify?
I went with the functional medicine doctor. So functional medicine is not your Western medicine. It's not, because I knew that my issue was anxiety, stress, and I didn't want them to give me pills to just mellow me out, because I did some research. I know that's going to mess you up more.
Correct.
So I did go with the natural functional medicine doctor. So a lot of these doctors, they go more with, and that's the beauty about functional medicine, is that they actually look for the root cause, right? And they're not just gonna fix, again, oh, you have anxiety, well, here's this pill to calm you down. But it's no, there's a root cause to it, right? You're not gonna, so that's what I liked about functional medicine. So I went to 4 different ones.
Oh, wow.
And it's just because when you're in that desperate mode, but yeah, so I went to one. She was great. I think she helped a lot. But she even did like, I don't know, it was like healing hands and stuff like that. It was acupuncture. So I really went big on the functional medicine doctor. And then also one of my other doctors, he recommended therapy. And he recommended, I think it's cognitive behavioral therapy. So it's a special type of therapy as well. And that worked wonders to me. That worked wonders. So that's what I really focused in on.
I mean, another question I can ask here is, what was your mindset like, a year versus now? And how has your purpose evolved?
Man, it's changed completely. A year ago, I was ready to retire. I was thinking of moving to Mexico, to be honest,
wow.
because I powered through all this, but luckily I still been doing business and good. And I thought about it, like, you know what? Why don't I can just retire already? And obviously I don't have a specific life, but it's like, I won't need to work so hard. I can run things from over there. So a year ago, I was in a desperate mode where I was like, hey, I got to pivot and I got to take it easy. And now I'm more just like, hey, no, I'm going to take over the world, but I'm going to do it healthy with boundaries and really show my true colors. That's kind of where I'm at. So it's I'm a whole different person now. That's what excites me, because I haven't felt this in a long time.
Yeah, and congrats, man, because a lot of people, they sometimes want to quit. The harder it gets, the harder they fall. But congratulations to you. You're
Appreciate
here now.
that.
QMortgage is doing something very special. Where do you see QMortgage heading in the industry over the next 5 years?
Oh man, like I said, we're gonna have multiple branches. We're gonna have franchise, baby. We're gonna do this thing big. Like I said, it's gonna be intense, right? Especially you're gonna have your own offices, man. Okay. Yeah, you'll see, man.
I'm looking forward to it. Things
gonna be crazy, and my goal is to have I'm gonna have other mortgage brokers mirroring what I'm doing. That's when you made it. So that's where I see myself. That's where I see us in 5 years, to be honest.
Now, do you think traditional broker models are outdated, and why?
I mean, I don't think they're outdated. I just feel like it's not scalable. And at the end of the day, that's the beauty, that everybody can do their business however they want, right?
Understood.
And it could work, right?
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's outdated, because there's a lot of very successful mortgage brokers that are doing it the traditional way. It just all comes down to what their goals are. My ultimate goal is I want to scale, right? I want to scale, and I want to be a true CEO, where I just want to manage the things and focus as a CEO. And there's some other mortgage brokers that don't want to do that. So I don't necessarily think that it's outdated. I just think it all comes down to their ultimate goal.
Amazing. Okay. I mean, going back when you interviewed me for this role, right? you told me your vision, you told me what you wanted for QMortgage, and it was something that I couldn't, resist. That's why I took the offer, to come, because I wanted to be a part of a winning team. And that's literally what my whole, motto is be, win.
And that's all we're trying to get in this team. It's just mindsets like that.
We were having a conversation earlier where you said you wanted to be a in-house, lender for somebody, and just basically open your own QMortgage inside their office and partner up with them and be a true partner and offer what nobody else is offering, which is, outstanding. And I feel like you're in a space where a lot of people should take up that opportunity. Why do you think somebody wouldn't want to take that opportunity?
I think some people won't because it's not normal, or they're just, they're stuck to their ways. And that's okay. We're not for everybody. But, at the end of the day, it's a very, it all comes down to, and that's the beautiful thing about it, right? Every person is different. Everyone has different goals. And I feel like that's why some brokers won't want to partner up with us, because they're okay with where they're at, right? Okay. And at the end of the day, people are always going to be comfortable, and that's the people we're not looking for, and that's kind of what drives me is that I want to help people that want to be helped. That's my true mission now, right? It's not the money, it's not the ego, not the status. It's like, you know what? I want to help people because that's my ultimate happiness. I've seen it. When I help others, it helps. And we're in a position where we can help, where we can help the consumer. The more people that know about us, we can genuinely help them with better rates, better programs, better solutions. Some people that actually care about them. And this business is all about money, money, money. People get into this game, and it's like, that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to really help people. So, and that's what drives me, where it's like, we're trying to help these people, and the same thing, help these realtors that are struggling. If you look up, that failure rate, it gets scary. And if I can bring that down 1%, I'll say I made it, right? That's true happiness right there. So that's amazing. That's a goal right there.
All right. I mean, we're going to get to our closing statements here. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. One is, what would you tell the version of yourself from 10 years ago if you had 1 minute with him?
Like what I just, take your body serious.
Yeah,
right?
That's it. Okay,
Health, balance, because health is wealth. I'm not going to tell him anything about these deals or these, tips. I just, at the end of the day, that's priority, right? It's take your body serious, and, and yeah, that's 100%.
What's one quote or one principle you live for every day, or you live by every day?
I mean, I don't know if it's it, but I mean, just, help others and be able to sleep good at night.
Amazing.
And doing that, it says everything, right? I don't want to be screwing no one over. I have a heart and I have a conscience. If I know I'm not able to sleep good at night, it's because I'm doing something wrong.
Yes, sir.
That's right. That's it right
Yeah,
there.
and that's with anything, any practice in life. Like honking at an old lady, you're going to be like, oh, man.
You're going to feel bad
exactly.
later, right? So as long as, if I'm able to sleep good at night, that means that I did good that day.
Yeah,
I was
amazing.
A good person.
Another one would be, how do you want your clients and partners and team to remember you?
Someone that truly cared about them. Someone that truly cared about them, and someone that actually genuinely wanted to help them out.
Amazing.
That's the bottom line.
I mean, my last question to you would be, what's next for you personally and professionally?
Personally, I just want to be healthy again, right? I'm still struggling with it, so I'm trying to get back to it, I'm trying to be able to play basketball and not take breaks. I'm trying to be able to go for a hike. So that's, again, I'm just trying to have that. And then it was personally, and what'd you say? And
Personally,
and then you said
professionally.
Like I said, just help others. That's
help
my
others.
goal. My main goal is just help others, and in business, obviously, help these other realtors, help people like yourself, and just be a tool, right? That's all I want to do.
Yeah, amazing. Well, Alexis, it was great, talking to you. You did a lot of answering questions, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Is there anything you want to, say before we get out of here?
No, man. I mean, I think it's just keep an eye out for us.
Yeah.
And if you need help, contact us, because that's all we're trying to do.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I just want to mention, I want to throw this out there, guys. One thing Alexis does do that I admire so much is that he donates a lot of money. He donates a lot of money, and this is on the side. He doesn't even like sharing it, but I ended up getting out of him one day, and he donates a lot, and QMortgage is going to start doing a lot of fundraisers and giving away. So be on the lookout for that. And I'm excited to be a part of this team. And thank you, Alexis, for having me. And
sure.
we
I'm excited for
look
where we're
forward.
gonna go, man.
We look
Let's
forward
do it,
to
man. Let's do it.
doing more business. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
let's do it.
All right, brother. Thank you.